What's up, everybody? King of Fomo here, coming at you with your daily crypto update. There's a lot of videos that I have to make. I've been sort of busy for the past day, so we have a lot to talk about in the next couple videos. We're going to be talking about EGold in this video, and then later on, I do want to give you guys an update on the debt box. I want to talk about Avado, I want to talk about Ethereum staking, and I want to talk about Evmos. So all those things I'm going to talk about in the next kind of day or two. If you're a Patreon, you're going to get those videos a lot earlier than everyone else. If you are not a Patreon, no worries. You'll have time to watch the videos over the next couple of days on YouTube. Today, I want to talk more about EGold. This is a system that I'm really excited about. Definitely watch my last video about it. Today, we're going to do a deeper dive just into the tokenomics. We're going to kind of cut out a lot of the super hype that I was doing in the last video and just look at the brass tacks, the numbers of this thing. So to do that, we're going to go over to the website right here, EGold. And we're going to go down to the Learn More section, which is going to bring us right here to the Git book. So this is basically tells you everything about the project. Honestly, you really don't have to watch my videos if you're super intelligent or even just a little bit intelligent. If you read through this, you guys can make an educated decision and see just the reason why I'm so hyped on the project in general. So it gives you a little introduction here about what it is, but let's go ahead and take a look at some of the stuff that I didn't mention in the last video. And the first thing is the project roadmap. So they do have things on their timeline. This is something that I love to see because a lot of projects, once they launch, they just launch and then they don't really do anything and nobody holds them accountable to doing anything at a later date. And then, time goes by, weeks go by, months go by, and they say they're coming out with stuff and they really just don't put out anything of substance. This roadmap is a big deal because there's a lot of stuff of substance that we can expect. Now, these are approximate release dates, so some of this stuff might not come out exactly around that time, but there is a Telegram you guys can follow up with and ask them questions about, when's this coming, if it's coming a little late, or if you run into any issues. So far we had the EGold miner pre-sale that happened earlier last month. The EGold mining activation happened about 10 days ago. So this project has been live for about 10 days. And we're going to talk more about tokenomics as well. So if the project has been mining, the EGold tokens have been mining for about 10 days. And I think they're making approximately 6,849 tokens every day. That means we're at close to about 68,000 tokens so far. So that's actually not too bad. And, if you're mining right now, you're going to get a piece of those tokens a lot faster and a lot more than everyone else. So that's the mining activation. They're doing their mining metaverse version 1. It's supposed to happen yesterday. I have to look into exactly what that is because that's not really explained on here. So another thing that's going to be really important, the date that most people are looking forward to right now is this one right here, EGold trading on PancakeSwap. So right now we can't really do anything with the miners that we have. They're accumulating tokens, yes, but we cannot sell those tokens, nor can we even claim because you need EGold to claim for anything in the smart contract right now until the 9th of October. So actually, this is the 10th of September, the 10th of September. So in about, maybe close to 12, 13 days, we will have that liquidity available on PancakeSwap. Then they're going to be doing a lot of other stuff here too. You guys can read through all this stuff. Some things to look forward to: an EGold mobile app, some land sales stuff involved with the metaverse. So a lot of the stuff, like I said, just follow up with this timeline to see kind of what they're doing in the future. So tokenomics, I already showed this in the last video. We talked about the supply that halves every 4 years. I told you how that's similar to Bitcoin. And this really, the one thing that I want to point out here is just accountability again for, are they doing what they say they're doing? And we've talked about passive profit platforms in the past and how you had to have a lot of trust to the team, the company, whoever's behind it to press the payout button and to run the machine, oil up the machine in a sense. With this, everything is on chain, and that's a big deal to me. So what that means is all of these numbers that you're seeing right here, the trading liquidity, the team tokens, the development fund, tag coin staking for EGold, liquidity farming available for mining, all of that you can find If you go down here, you guys can find this yourself. Go to where it says EGold contracts, and you can plug this into PancakeSwap right here, and you can see that the EGold token right here, it says EGold algorithmic NFT mining is listed. And I went over to the holders section just to see, is everything where they say it's supposed to be? And it seems like you guys can recognize these numbers: 15,000, 150,000, 150,000, 600,000. And if you go back to the Git book, there it is: 15,000, 150,000, 150,000, 600,000. Now, the only discrepancies that I noticed on here is this right here is the contract address for the mining. So this is paying out mining tokens. That's good to see. Now, this is supposed to be 20 million tokens, but it is 10 million. It's about half of that. Now, I was a little skeptical on that because, you know, you do have 10 million tokens that are in control entirely by an address that can send or do whatever it wants with it. But what they're calling that, in case you guys are concerned about that as well, if you go over to the EGold contract section, down here it says, where is it? I believe it's, let me look at the address again so I can just make sure. It's 0xCFC. So 0xCFC is right here. You have future mining reserves. So I mean, it does fit with what they said in the tokenomics right here. They have 20 million available for the mining. They have 10 million in the mining contract right now, and 10 million to deploy in there later. So it does still fit with their tokenomics overall, but it still might worry you that is in a address that someone controls the private key to. So moving on from that, we have, I'm still not going to talk about the invitation program because honestly, there's not that many people on my channel that do referrals and stuff, but you guys can read through this. The invitation plan is pretty cool. Let's see, what else is here? We talked a little bit about hash power and MetaFuel. Just remember, and we'll talk about MetaFuel. I gotta make sure I can find exactly where this is in the depreciation portion of it. But MetaFuel is really kind of exciting to me in terms of how it's going to support the price. You have to pay 50% to actually claim. And, you know, it might seem like that's counterproductive to do that, but to be honest, I do think that will help really bolster up the price of this thing and just generate trading on the token itself instead of just constant dumping from the mining the token and, you know, exchanging for BUSD immediately. So this is a pretty big deal. You do have to actually buy the EGold token on PancakeSwap to simply do a claim on here. So I'll show you guys my account right here. Let's go to back here and we'll go to my account overview, and then we'll go to I gotta make sure I'm navigating this properly. I think it's the mining overview. And then we want to go to manage miners, all kinds of tabs you guys can click here to find out your stuff. There's a much easier way to do that. And we go to my active miners. I have two right now. So I have the G3 and the G4. Personally, I'm not doing the G1 because even though it's cheap, it's only 20 bucks. Doing a lot of claims on that is actually going to be a little more expensive potentially due to gas fees. So it might not be worth getting the G1. You know, if you're looking at this, I would consider getting at least G2, if not G3 or G4 if you can afford them. But as you can see here, I have a net yield, or I have some EGold mined in both of these miners. So 3.2 for this one and 12.3 for this one. And after all of those fees, I'm going to end up with 1.5 and 6.0. That's if I were to withdraw this immediately. Now, clearly, I'm not going to do that. But in order to do that, you can see here that I would need to pay pretty much 50% of that. So 6.1. I'd have to go buy that on PancakeSwap, buy that EGold, send it over here, and then approve it, and I would be able to collect my EGold back from here, which is pretty nice. So cool stuff with that. And again, there's just so many ways to play this. So, but I'm not going to get all super hyped and talk about that again in this video. You guys can watch my last video for that. Depreciation. This is another one that I sort of brought up in the last video, but I like this graphic right here. It really explains exactly what's going on with the depreciation. So, and all the stuff that's happening when you guys are looking at all these fees and things, you guys have to understand what's going on with these fees is pretty much all of the fees are being burned. So your supply of your token is reducing drastically. And if you're holding that EGold token over time, then the value should in theory, increase, because that supply is being just sucked away and the demand is staying the same, even if it's going down a little bit. As long as it's not going down as fast as the supply, you're going to be in good hands in terms of the price. That's the way that it works. So the depreciation, the way that it works, you guys can look at this chart. If you're claiming, 5 times on your 5th claim, instead of getting the total amount of EGold, if you're claiming 100 EGold on your 5th claim, you're actually only going to get out 29 EGold. So that's where that your strategy comes in of when are you going to do claims? Are you going to do a claim once a month, once a week, once a year? And that strategy is really going to determine what this number is going to look like in the long run, in the net yield, because eventually it's going to decrease to pennies, or not pennies, but basically nothing in terms of what you can claim. But overall, you guys can really come up with your own strategy about how you're going to do that. So that's how depreciation works. And again, it's not a bad thing that your net yield's going down. It's all circulating back in the system in terms of burns. So if you just math it out yourself, you'll understand how this can affect the price of the token with these different the way that this is set up. And even the warehouse tax, they say the warehouse tax, I thought this was just a dev fee, but what they're saying at least is the warehouse tax is just tax that's going to be collected and burnt or destroyed by the system. So that's a good thing as well. So that is pretty much everything. Again, if you guys want to sign up and do this, just follow the instructions in the description below. I'm not going to go into it too much more right here because you guys, I'm giving you guys some credit for being smart enough to do it on your own. But definitely, like I said, watch the last video if you're a video person, or at the very least, read through their Git book and see, and let me know what you think. If you think this is garbage, then completely avoid it and look for the next thing. But to me, it's pretty cool. But I wanted to give you guys that full in-depth overview of EGold and all the stuff that's coming up soon here. But one of the things that I'm going to recommend before I sign off here, guys, make sure you guys are looking at that roadmap. And make sure you guys are in the Telegram group. So the Telegram group is available on the website to really stay plugged in with what's happening and to see if this is worth, it might change your strategy. You might be more bullish or less bullish on it based on what's happening with the system. Anyway, that's everything for today, guys. I'll catch you in the next video. Like, comment, subscribe. If you're not a patron, consider becoming one to get access to my videos earlier than everyone else here on YouTube. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.